Hi guys, and welcome to Magic Monday Mer-May edition. This is the third part in our Mer-May Monday Magic Monday feature, and this is featuring none other than the lovely Dawn Davidson. And Dawn is a good friend of mine. She's absolutely fantastic artist, and I've been meaning to colour this beautiful image for a long time. So I thought, well, why not do it on stream today? So we've got this lovely mermaid with this very, very cute otter. And I just thought we'd give it a go. So it's quite nice to have a lovely mermaid image with a creature like an otter, because we don't normally commonly see that together. Normally it's like a dolphin, seahorse, or something along those lines, but never really like an otter. So it's quite nice to see that. So hello everybody that's coming in. Who we got here? We've got Abby. Hello Abby, and hello Helen, Shelley, and Isabel. Hello mods. We've got plenty of mods in today, so we're going to be well looked after. And anybody who may be lurking, hello and welcome. You're welcome to lurk away and just watch the show. It's nice you can interact, but if you don't want to, just here to watch, that's fine by me also. Let's see who is chatting. Hi Nick and Tina. Hello, welcome. Everyone's just catching up, so it's just nice because everyone likes to come in and speak to each other and chat and catch up with each other, because we all live on different parts of the year, but it's nice when we come into the same room together and we all chat away and see what's going. I made this little jar light thing here just to make the setup look a bit more pretty. So I thought I'd put some little fairy lights in a jar, so it looks like what do you call them things? Glowing bug things. There's one in Princess and the Frog as well. And their bums glow up. It's a jar of those. Fireflies, yeah. The jar of little fireflies. There we go. Got a jar of fireflies. Thanks, Gia. Hello. Hi, hon. Hi, Vicky. Hello. So we've got a mixed bunch here today, haven't we, guys? You're streaming again tonight at 6:30. No problem at all. So obviously I'm on GMT time. So Nick and Tina, if you can just let me know how many hours away that is, and then I can work out what time that is my time. Hi Gary. Hello. It is a lovely pic. It is from Dawn Davidson, from the Davidson duo, as we call them. Husband and wife, Matt and Dawn Davidson, are both artists, and they have an Etsy together, and they both support each other's art, and they're both absolutely fantastic. They are very different in the sense of style, but they also have some sort of familiarity of each other as well. So it's quite nice. They do complement each other. If you do want to have a look on their Etsy store, any mermaid themed images are half price when quoting the word Mer-May. So I'll put that in the link for you now. Just 1 second there, guys. I'm going to type something away. There you go. There's a link for you guys. And also with the code. So if you put that code into the checkout on their store for any mermaid themed images, you will get 50% off those images, just the mermaid themed images. It's in 3 hours. So 3 hours time from now is 11 p.m. I thought it would be about 11 p.m. It normally is around that time. So we have plenty of time. So I'll be done by that time. Hi, Maya. I hope I haven't missed anyone. If I have, oh, hi, Sung. There we go. I know you missed Sung. But if I haven't missed anyone, it's not intentional. Hello and welcome. If I see you in chat again, I'll say hello if I've not already said hello to you. So so this is the lovely image. Before we get started, I have got a couple of things to show. I haven't got loads upon loads, but I did get a lovely art book. It's not a colouring book, guys. It is an art book. And actually, Dee Dee, as everybody knows, I don't have to introduce who Dee Dee is. Dee Dee, who everybody knows, she actually showed this on her channel, and I was absolutely intrigued by this book, and it's so fitting to the Mer-May month that I thought I had to get it and show you guys. There's a few artists in this book that you will know straight away who they are, and so yeah, instead of being enabled, I was de-abled. Dun dun dun. I think Dee Dee would like that one. Not enabled, de-abled. So yeah, bad jokes over. And I'll get to the book short. So it is The Magical History of Mermaids. And it's a Russ Thorne published book and forwarded by Tara Lynn Childs. And you will, I'm just going to move the little fireflies out of the way, guys, just for a moment. It's a lovely hardback book and gives you information about the history of mermaids. Obviously, I've spilled something on this book. So it could straight away. Sorry, it's on a glossy paper, so you will get some. We will get some glare, but straight away you see his image, and can you guess who it is? Who the artist is? Extra brownie points for the first person to state who this artist is. In full. Doesn't count, Helen. Doesn't count, Shelley. You're cheating. You're being lazy. Some people be thinking, who's that? Who does that stand for? Vicky, doesn't count. You're being lazy. You're not typing the full name. Hey, yes, Shelley got it first. She typed the full name, Jasmine Becker Griffith, who everybody knows. She's been in many Current Heaven issues, and she's got a few books of herself, including a mermaid one. She's pretty huge, pretty big deal. She has a contract with Disney as well, so she's got it going for her. So a forward, so it just tells you a bit about the author and their thoughts on mermaids and what inspires them, how mermaids inspire them, or what mermaids means to them, or stories as a child, etc., etc. And then it gives you an introduction to mermaids. And then it just says meet the mermaids. And then as you go through, it gives you information about mermaids and etc. It doesn't actually tell you as you're going through who the artist is until you get to the very back. So you have to see, it has a bit like a glossary in the back where it tells you who the artists are. Hi, Shannon, long time no see. So as we know, this is Jasmine Becker Griffith. Her style just stands out straight away. These cutie doll-like figures with the big eyes. Another one of hers. Some of these I don't know straight off the bat, but I just got this because I was interested in reading it, but also just for the fact that there's many artists in here that have colouring books with these images in them, and just great use for inspiration and just some sort of like colour guides or reference. Really, there's nothing wrong with using a reference. You don't have to use the reference to its complete, you know how it is. You can just take parts of different images and put them together as your reference, and that's what makes it inspiration. More Jasmine Becker Griffith. Exactly, and that's probably the main reason I got it, is the illustrations alone. It was less. It was like £7, and I think Dee Dee said in America, at their Barnes and Noble, they had it in the sale, which was like, I think she said it was something like $7. So it was even cheaper over there with the exchange rate. I'll try and lift it up a bit because we're gonna get some glare. This is telling you about the fins and the foreclose. So telling you about the fins. More Jasmine Better Griffith. It's a great book just to look at and get inspiration from. And if you're colouring a certain image, then you'll go, oh, I could use this sort of colour for the tail. I can try this. And now we get into some Selena Fenwick images. So you can tell straight away that this is Selena Fenwick, another well-known, colouring book author, illustrator, artist. Oh, hi, Shaliwala. Hello. So again, Selena. Hi, Isabel. Selena again. I've always liked this piratey style mermaid. She's always cool. This one's a cover of her mermaid colouring book. I quite like this one. She's done with all the roses. It's very nice. And I like what she's done with these arms here. She's added this rose red sort of iridescent scales on her arms here and on the tail. And she's got webbed fingers. Yes, I will do. I think I think I know for sure that Josephine Wall is in here. I think that's Josephine Wall. Josephine Wall has the same publisher as Jasmine, Blue Angel. I do have her colouring book. I think that's Josephine Wall as well. Hi, Morticia. Or Selena. So Selena takes quite a large bit of this book. More Selena. If you go on to Selena's website as well, I don't know if any of the mods want to do that. Just go on to Selena's website, and on her website there's a section where she actually has free images. So she gives you samples of from her books, and she gives you a grayscale version of this image as a sample. So if anybody wants to go, any of the mods want to go over to Selena's page and try and track the samples page, then I'm more than happy for you to post that link. Maybe you could try this image yourself. Thanks, Gary. Thanks for reminding people, Shannon. You're a star. But if you are going to go over and get that link for the Selena, then just let people know in the chat that you're doing it, just so the other mods know. Morticia's doing it. Thanks, Morticia. Now she's got proper little scales going on in her face, hasn't she? Look at that detail. Almost looks like a photograph. Hi, Suze. They are incredible illustrations, so use these as inspiration, you know, and you can learn a bit about the history of mermaids as you do it. Hi, Jane. It is. I actually saw this on Dee Dee's channel, and she didn't enable me. She is what we're calling de-abled me. So I got this book as soon as I saw her through it, and I was like, perfect for what we're doing this month. And it was about £7, and then in America it was about $7. So with the conversion, it's slightly cheaper in the USA. That's pretty cool. I like this effect. You've got the orange coming through. Oh, hi, Dee Dee. She's in the house. Hello. That was perfect timing. Were your ears burning? Were your ears burning, Dee Dee? And if you don't know, I don't know if you know what that saying is, but here in the UK, when someone is asked if your ears are burning, normally it means somebody's speaking about you, and that person then randomly pops up in conversation themselves. So it's pretty like saying talk of the devil. So there's resources, information, and then acknowledgement. So this is what I call the art glossary, and it tells you all the artists in there. So I'll just quickly read who the artists are in the book. There's Selena Fenwick, Pat Brennan, Jasmine Becker Griffith, Josephine Moore. So yeah, that was Josephine Moore there, Shelley. Patricia McCarthy, Camilla Setellini, Olivia Rose, Anna Cruz, Sergey Sezanoz, Alexei Amian, Max Wan, Joanna Shino, Chris Ortega, Laura Kasajaji, I think, Jonas Judecki, Lindsay Luke, Ginger Kelly Studio, Lauren Kelly Small, Rebecca Sins, Nora Noschenko, Natalia Helbenkanova, Xenophon, Tiger Press 0787 at deviantart.com. So that's just copyright of Xenophon. George Pastores, Stuart Palama, Milka Jevtik, so that's Millie Knight, Ksenia Kim, Gold Connect, Malwina, American Quates Koska, Samira Duke, and Tiffany Tolan Scott. So quite a few artists in there. So that is the book, guys, which I was de-abled by the lovely Dee Dee. And perfect for our Mer-May month. So I just thought I'd get that. You can use it as inspiration. Learn a bit more about mermaids and their history. What's not like to like. It's a good little fiction book. Gary, I'm not going to read them all again. Sorry. You can always play the video back if you really want to listen to it again after the live. No problem, Didi. So, there's a couple of books that I did get as well, which are more like how-to books, but they're all fairy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you them in another video when it's not Mer-May. So yes, let's get on with the colouring. So, oh, it looks like I've spilled some of my cranberry juice on this. Oh dear. Never mind, I'll cover that with a pencil or whatnot. Unless I can just quickly print another one. 2 minutes, guys. I'm going to print another copy of this because I've spilled some cranberry juice. Oh dear. Right, guys, I'm just going to print off another one just for the fact that I've spilled some cranberry juice on it. That was my fault. I could use it to test some stuff on. Obviously, I'll not waste it. But whilst that is printing, I know I spill. Whilst that's printing, I'll show you what I'm working on at the moment. And this is also by Davidson. And this is one of her new mermaid images. I'm going to sort this lighting out. So this is the current one. Need to do a lot more with it. I still need to do the water. This is just a neo background. What I'm doing is I'm doing it in layers. So once it's dry, I'm going over again, and I'm just letting it build up. And then for the outline of here, I'm going to go over it with white gel pen, so she looks very glowing. So this is just a base at the moment. And we're going to build up and build up and build up on it. So we'll get there. And I've done like a greeny, blue, greeny, yellowy, and purple mix of skin tone here for the mermaid. So it's getting there. So I've been working on that. I've been enjoying it. That's also available on her Etsy store. And again, if you use the code Mer-May, you'll get 50% off any mermaid images of hers or Matt's. Just let me grab that image. There we go. So you've got a brand new one. Woo! Like it never happened. And I've put my cranberry juice way out the way. So I'm just going to have a drink, but I'm going to drink out the way. So what we're using, guys, what are we using? I actually hunted out some Pablos. And again, this has got cranberry juice. What have I done with this cranberry juice? I just decided to like pretend it, shake it like a champagne. So we've got some Pablos. Oh, I haven't got a Instagram hashtag at the moment. I didn't actually sort one out, but Shannon, thanks for reminding me. I actually will make one if you like. I will make one and I will put a post up about it, and I'll let you know what the hashtag is if you want to tag it on Instagram. But at the moment it's just Facebook, but I will put a hashtag in for Instagram as well if you want to. So we've got some lovely Pablos here. I've got 31 colours, so it comes in a set of 30, and I have one extra singular. I got this one as like a sample to begin with, and then I got the rest myself. So I got those, and I think we could use those on top of some sort of like maybe water-based media. And what else have we got? We have a mystery box. Oh, wow. Sorry, guys, getting distracted. It started to absolutely rain down heavy now. We haven't had rain for a while now, like this bad. It's been quite sunny and really nice here. And all of a sudden, the heavens have opened. So yes, we've got this lovely little wooden box. I wonder what pencils are inside. What's in the box? Who knows? Is it Jumanji? Could it be Jumanji? Dun, dun. What's the drums? Dun, 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 dun. Oh, if it was a Jack in the Box, Jane, I'll be out. I'll be out if it was Jack in the Box, because I am terrified of clowns, and Shelley knows, and she torments me with them. So I torment her with birds. So, oh, what they are? Oh, what's this? They are ink tents. So this is a set of 48 ink tents pencils. So I thought these would be quite nice to yours for this lovely mermaid image. And I've not fully used them as mainly as an image for an image itself. I've only ever used them for like accents or backgrounds. So why not try it for the actual piece and use it for mostly the entire piece, and then use the Pablos on top for the extra detail that we want on top. So let's use those guys. I'm just going to try and move this box to one side. These pencils actually were gifted to me by a lovely subscriber, and I have thanked them before, but I just want to thank them again to get me these absolutely lovely pencils and then pay extra for the box. Literally my jaw hit the floor. So we're definitely going to use them and put them back into the channel, because I'm not here to just, gain from freebies. Anything that I do get, it's not asked for, but anything I do receive goes back into the channel to show you guys, and it becomes content. So where should we start, guys? What we're going to do about skin first. What should we do? Should we do a natural skin tone like we saw in the Mermaid books, or should we do? Yeah, actually, I'm not swaying for like a blue or a green skin tone or anything like that. So what should we use for a skin tone? Oh, thanks, Maya. We actually watched the new Jumanji last night. So we've seen it before, but we watched it again and it was quite fun. I like how they modernized it. Obviously, you can't beat the original, but for what it was, for like 25 years later, they did a good job. Should we just do a quick skin tone? So we'll just use markers as a quick skin tone, so we can then focus on the pencils, because I think if we do all pencil, it's going to take forever. Where, as we know, markers are quite quick, so we'll do a skin tone with markers, and then we can crack on with the rest in pencil. So I'm looking for my 8,000. That's 800. 8,000. So I was getting the Cortex out. And then I'm going to put down this marker. And yeah, we've literally just finished watching Game of Thrones. Shadi earlier was going, "Have you seen Game of Thrones?" Yeah, and I was like, "No," and do not say a word. I had to wait for David to get home from work to watch it. So we finished just watching it, and I'm not going to say any details to spoil it. I'm just going to explain how our feelings are after it's finished. David was a bit meh. He's been the bigger supporter than I have, and I think it's because people expected a certain end result, or they anticipated it, and they haven't got quite what they anticipated. But I personally think it's a good ending because it speaks a message. Well, see, I can't say unless you've seen it. So unless everyone, if you want me to say, then I will say. If anyone's got any objections, then just say it. What if you want me to know what I think the message is behind it? It is the E1000. So it is the pale fruit pink. So I don't think they will continue on with a movie or another series. There was talks about doing a movie, which would be a prequel based on the prequel book. But at the moment, it hasn't seemed to materialize. But overall, I'm not going to say it in a sense where it will spoil anything. But I think what the meaning is people are expecting this big, massive victory, and they didn't quite get the climax that they wanted. Now, what I think the message is behind the ending that was given to us is that it's not about a big raging war victory. It's about it's because the whole thing of Game of Thrones started with loss. So it started with loss and it's ended with loss as well. And that's not a spoiler. But it's also ended in peace, which is what initially that throughout the whole thing, many of them have been fighting for. So yeah, but you've got to watch the rest to know what I'm talking about. So I think that they could have made it bigger and they could have made it better, but I think it's been left at where it is for a purpose, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay. I'm okay with it. I'm not one of these people that are petitioning for it to be redone. Yeah, exactly. We had, you know, this series from pretty much the get-go, it's all been, you know, hype, 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 major, intense scenes. So, you know, that can only go so far. You're missing a treat. You've got to get through series one, and then it really starts to draw you in. Yeah, there is a petition for people going around with people wanting there to be the entire last season to be rewritten, but we have to realize that this series is written obviously by screenwriters, but also by the author itself. So even when the book wasn't out at the time that this script was done, it had to go through the author, and the author had to okay it. So the author actually has involvement in this and tells them which direction to take it, because they will tell them where the book is going to go, in which direction. So it more than likely will marry up to the book. Obviously, there is changes in the books. There's changes in the series compared to the books, but from what I know, they're not major changes. They're just more um, appearance changes. And there's been scenes that have been brought forward or pushed back from the book to when it actually happens in the series, but it's not completely different. Exactly, you can't please everyone. If they did rewrite it, then I don't think I could put myself to then have to go back, erase everything that's, you know, in my mind, and then watch that. I just know it'll be like some sort of Avengers situation where, you know, this is what could have happened when Doctor Strange is like, I've had visions of so many different scenarios of how we could win this and lose this, and we only win it once in one scenario. Um, I can imagine it being some sort of thing like that. Mods or anyone just want to give me the all clear in regards to visual and sound? Is everything okay on those parts? Everyone happy with the sound and the vision, like the image? Awesome. Um, Everything's fine. Brilliant. Hi, Shara. Now be careful, people. Double troubles in the house. We've got the sisters. So that is base one. Um, Now, because she's underwater, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a cooler shade. So I don't know whether I should use like the cool grey or actually I'll use the cool shadow. That would be quite nice. Cool shadow is number BG10. Oh, well, I hope everything goes all right, Shara. Let me know. Um, Let me know tomorrow how it goes because guess what? I'm on tomorrow as well. Because since I'm also filling in for Dev whilst he's away, he streams on a Sunday and a Tuesday, and I normally stream on a Monday and Thursday. So that only so I'm streaming on a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I get Wednesday off, and then I'm streaming again. Yes, you're going to be sick of me by the end of the month. So come to think of it, I don't think Dev's actually going to be back until June is when he'll be back on, I believe. And that's when me and Dev have our collab together as well. So you're going to see a bit. I think you're going to see plenty of me. Oh, Gary, you make me blush. Bless you, babe. Thanks. Which part of it talking about, Morticia? I know. Well, to be honest, I've needed a vacation for a long time, but not going to happen, I'm afraid. Not now. Not at the moment. A pay pod. All right. Okay. Just catching up on just trying to see what's going on in chat and trying to keep up. All right, I see. I see what you mean. So yeah, guys, I've put on the E00. Is it an E000, which is pale fruit pink, and that's as the base. And then for the shadowing of this, since she's underwater, I'm using the cool shadow. So it's a very pale bluish green. And the good thing about using markers for the skin is not only do they blend lovely, is especially if I'm going to be using water, if I'm going to be adding water to the paper, the ink's not going to go anywhere with it being alcohol ink. If it was water-based ink, then yes, it would smudge and it would bleed with adding water. But once this is dry, it is set. If you do have any questions or anything direct to me, guys, just remember put it in caps, just so I can grab my attention, because I do look up and down quite often and quite frequent. So if it's in capitals, it'll more likely grab my attention for when I do look up. I watched that. I watched that season actually. I watched it about the Bundy case. It was quite. It was interesting because, to be honest, I didn't know a lot about that case until I watched it because it was just before my time. And then obviously growing up as a kid, I didn't really know anything about it. So, but I do like watching them just for. I wouldn't say it's for the entertainment, but it's for the factual information about it. To know what goes on behind the scenes, and how these people almost get away with what they do, and how the law enforcers how they do their job, and it's all that part. What I can say is interesting. Um, so I think that is everything. Unless I've missed anywhere. I always find somewhere that I've missed. Oh, probably be where this tier is. To be honest, that's quite low, so that would probably be all shadow anyway. Hi, Victoria. Hi, hon. Just going to get that pale fruit pink again and go over this blue shadow. And then with the same color I use for the base, I'm just literally going over the top of the shaded area, and I'm just using this color to blend it all together. And I'm not so fussed if I go over this with the marker because I'm going to be using the pencil, and the pencil will go over the top of it anyway. So that's absolutely fine. Oh, thanks, Victoria. Victoria, just want to let you know, hon, that I know you've probably not seen me in your streams, hon, but I have watched them. Um, I normally watch them back because when you stream, it's normally like really late here in the UK. I'm literally like in bed at the time that you stream, but I do watch them back because I get a notification in the morning to say that you've uploaded, and I do watch them. So I have seen a couple of your videos as well. Just thought I'd let you know. I do give a thumbs up also. So even if I'm not in somebody's live, it doesn't mean that I'm not supporting. I will watch it back and I will always leave a thumbs up. I know it is difficult, isn't it? Because there's loads of people now. It's just a ton of people. But it also depends on which part of the world you're from as well. You know, like you can't suit the needs for everybody, because you know we're a whole wild world, and there's always half the world that's daylight and half the world that's dark. You know, there's always going to be somebody who's not going to be able to consciously be there at the time because they'll be asleep. So just got to do what's best for you, the time that is best for you. And then people will turn up if they turn up, and if they can, they will turn up. If not, they can always watch back. But mainly you have to do what's best for you. Now I'm going to take the A100, which is the cotton pearl. Hi, May. So as we get deeper and deeper with the colours, we should start to see this coming to life. Hi, Becky. Hi, hon. So, Becky, I am still working on the body colour challenge that you've set. Well, I say working on it. I will hold my hands up and say I've not started it yet. We have got an image, and Rosalind started hers. I'm going to try and pull out the bag pretty much probably the last second. And the reason for that being is just because I'm just so caught up with streams at the moment. I'm covering someone else's channel as well as doing my own, which was unexpected. But I'm not umming and ahhing about it. Yeah, I can understand. I'll probably just put out at least it's I know the image that we're doing, it's not an over the top detailed image and it's not like a big image. It's not on a big scale. It's quite a condensed image. So I'll probably just put it out the bag like last minute. I already know what I'm going to use, and what I'm using is quite a quick medium anyway. Oh, awesome, May. What is it? What is it you're coloring? Um, Ricky, I wouldn't want to say definitely that he will because um, he is away for well, he's away for just over nearly or for over another week now with family on holiday, and then when he gets back, he's being called away for work. So I'm covering his channel until June. So I don't know for certain if he's going to be able to meet that deadline. But as I say, I don't know whether he's already done it in advance or whether or not he's not going to if he's going to get around to it or not. I can't really say. But he is caught up. He is tied up at the moment. So I would probably say don't be disappointed if he doesn't because he has been caught up with other things. And knowing him, if he doesn't post it now or within the deadline, he probably will post it after anyway. He'll still post. Yeah, editing is quite frustrating. The technical side of it can be, but I know for a fact you'll do it and you'll do an awesome job. And you've got plenty of people around you in the community that can give you a helping hand or advice if you get stuck. So don't worry about that, hon. I'll add the fireflies back in for you guys. Yeah, yeah, that's true, Becky. As I say, we know you do great with the editing, regardless of how many people post their entries or who meet the deadline. It will all turn out well in the end. Oh, no problem, Becky. Thanks for joining. So, what's everyone been up to? Everyone been colouring this weekend? We had family come visit surprisingly. It was quite nice to see David's sister and her husband and spend some time with them. I've not seen them in a while, and they just turned up surprisingly. They live quite a distance away. Um, David's originally from Nottingham, and we live in Durham in the northeast, so it's about a 3.5 hour drive away to where he's originally from. So it was quite nice for them to come and visit. You did a colouring. I know obviously you were at your was it Comic Con convention or something like that? Yeah, why not do a body colour? That'll be quite nice. If there's open spaces, then why not? Pale fruit pink again. Now, I've only literally just not long got this pen, and I feel like it's running out already, this E0000, and I've probably used it less than 5 times. So I'm not best pleased. I'm already going to have to get a refill. Ugh. And this is the only colour that I can actually blend this colour in with, because I don't have the full set. I only have set A. No, well, normally I just do this, Shelly, but I'm scrubbing down now because I'm trying to get the last of the ink out of it to try and blend. I'm just going to have to use the Gross Blender. Let's see what happens here. Pray for me. It's his blender. Hi, Jean. No problem, Jane. Have a good night, hon. Why am I giving Charlie a heart attack? Why? What's the matter? It's not been erased. All's fine, and all will be fine. Good vibes only, please, people. Good vibes. If anything, it can always be fixed. That's until it can't be. That's my motto. Night, Suze. Thanks for joining, hon. I'll see you soon. Right. Now, next step. I did say I was going to use some Pablos, which I still am. So I'm still going to use those. What can I use? Good night, May. Actually, I'll get me cinnamon, polychromo, and the light flush out. Give them a quick sharpen. I don't think I've got any real skin tones in the Intense, so I'll just have to use my polys. Good night, Abby. White luminance. I hope he's all right, Shara, and we'll see you hopefully tomorrow. So, just gonna blend this with some pencil. Is that all right, Shelley? Can I do that? No apology needed. I think people just found it entertaining, to be fair. Yeah, the reason why I was trying to use it though is to saturate the paper, so the pigment that was on the paper already would then sort of like fade into each other, which call obviously blending. Just so because I'd run out of the main color that I was using, it would then be able to be fixed by using some pencils on top. So don't worry, it can be fixed. No problem, Gary. I might make one in a second, actually. I think we're going to take a break in the next 10 minutes. I'm here to 11 anyway, and then Nick and Tina are on. And then I am on tomorrow at 9 p.m. GMT. So starting that an hour later than today. And that's a 2-hour slot. Shelley, you've seen my finished colorings, hon. This is just the process. So I'm taking you through the process to get to the end result. It's not going to look amazing straight away. Yes, she is pure gold entertainment, isn't she? I think as well. I'm trying to think back to how Shelley came into my life, and she's now a big part of the group and the community that I'm the little part that I manage, and she has a big part to play in that. And overall, I think Shelley will be able to agree here as well. You kind of just showed up, didn't you? And just like, hiya, I'm Shelley. And I'm just going to work with you. It is what it is. They are. I say all my girls that I work with are excellent. So big shout out to all those. They do work hard. They do give up their free time for it as well, which is fantastic. You know that it's certainly not for everyone to do. You know, and time is precious. To give up some free time is very appreciated. We do, and that's what makes it great is when you've got a great team of people around you, whether it's people you work with or family or friends. When you surround yourself by supportive people, it really does make a massive difference to your life, and you feel better about yourself as a person. Um, because for all we know, we only get one, and we have to try and live a happy one. Abby, I saw. Very well done. Congratulations to you. It's a very lovely banner as well. Is Gary back? He said he was going to go and get a cuppa and then he'd be back. And he's been back a little, he's been gone a little while, hasn't he? But Louise was in chat yesterday, his partner, and she was calling him Biscuit Belly. So he's probably hunting the biscuits that she's probably hid. He's still here. Are these Gary? Are these women? Are all these women intimidating you? It went a bit out of focus. Is that better? Just having a biscuit. I knew it. I knew. I knew it, Gary. I knew that'd be why you're quiet. Shall you check your, because it's fine on my end. On your screen, you'll have what looks like a little gear, like a circle gear. Click on that and make sure it's on 720p or higher, because sometimes YouTube will automatically drop the resolution. No buffer on this side. It just might be interruption with your connection. So just give it a moment and it should reset itself. But yeah, if everyone just makes sure that they click on the gear setting on their screen and make sure that they do have image quality at 720p or higher. Because YouTube sometimes likes to automatically downgrade the resolution, and then it'll make it look pixely and out of focus. Shelley, it's like being at the sea again for the first time, isn't it? I can see. Have you been squinting all the time as well, Shelley? You've been squinting at the screen, thinking it's your eyesight, and it's not. Yep, it's there. See, Shelley, hopefully you can see now that the pencil is softening it up. Now, I know if you disagree, you're going to tell me anyway. You don't sugarcoat crap. I know, Shelley, when you think I've done something good and something when I haven't done it, something as good as what you normally would see me do it. Because I know for a fine fact, because you will automatically come to me and say, wow, great stream, it looks fantastic, amazing. And then if the stream, if you know, if an image hasn't gone quite well on stream, you'll come to me and go, so how do you feel that went? Bless you. I wouldn't have you any other way though, Pet. I think you're absolutely fantastic. No problem, Abby. It might be the Amazon fairy. You never know. Bringing loads of goodies. No, I think the best thing about a good friendship is that you know somebody can be straight up front honest with you, and they're not just going to say something just to make you feel better. They will tell you their truth. You know, everybody is different, and I think it's great for when you have got a friend who will be open and honest with you. I wouldn't, it's rather than just being listening to what you want to hear. Sometimes you need to know the actual truth of things so you can actually learn from it and then move and develop from that. I think obviously we all make mistakes, but it's not the mistake that is the issue. I think it's how we rectify them that is the key point, isn't it? And you just need somebody in your life to just be upfront with you and just tell you how it is. That is my battery. Exactly. I wish more people were. Right, guys, let's take a quick just around about 5 minute tea, coffee break, loo break, tab break if you smoke, or whatever it is that you need to do. And we'll take a quick 5 minute break. I'm going to put the kettle on and I'm going to go and get my charger and plug this laptop in so we don't lose connection. So be back in 5. So let me write it. Yes, I do need a sign. you want a biscuit? Gary, do you want a biscuit? Not enough there. Hi, GM, just making a cup of tea. Hi guys, I am back. Since the tin's open, you know. The biscuits, not cookies. See, that one that's smudged turned out useful after all. Recycle. So I've got my lovely cup of tea and I've got some biscuits. You're welcome. See, we call cookies or like chocolate chip cookies. They're cookies to us. Or like the Oreos, we call them Oreo cookies because they're like the cookies and cream flavor. But everything else is a biscuit. I don't know if you can just see my mug, how fitting it is for me. It is a little fluffy white cat with a big tiara and diamond necklace on. And I was given that by David since he thinks I'm a bit of a diva. Yeah, Cookie Monster. We also know him as Gary. Nothing beats a nice brew. It's very old-fashioned British. A cup of tea will solve anything. We were watching a BBC program that was on. I'm not sure you'll have it overseas, but it's called Years and Years, and it's basically a possibility of how the future will look on you know, on it's based in Britain on a British point of view about how things are going with the world, with politics, climate change, and all that. And it's a drama, And there's a scene where a nuclear missile goes off, and nobody knows where it's aimed for. So obviously, this British family sitting down, they're all arguing and getting all stressed, and they don't know what's going on. But then the grandmother is still in the kitchen, and she's making everyone a cup of tea, because that's just the old traditional British ways. You can sort everything out with a brew. Cup of tea makes it all better. Towers, bread solves more problems with a cup of tea. I haven't seen the new image yet. I'm curious now that you've mentioned it. I have liked the new images that she's been doing, but I haven't bought them. I think they are lovely, but I don't know if I'd call them straight away. So I'm holding out until they call for me. Until I get the call in. Yes, it would, wouldn't it, Shannon? A nice cup of tea. Do you have the same type of tea over there in the US as us? Do you have like British tea over there? Can you buy it? Where we have it with milk. You can have it with sugar. You can have sugar in it if you want to, but some people don't. But you have it with milk, like a traditional tea, like an everyday tea. Yeah, we have Earl Grey, but do you have like what we have as an everyday tea? So it looks like that. No, that's a cup of tea. um, Loose tea is a bit very fancy. We us Brits is like a tea bag, a mug, hot water, milk, and a bit of sweetener or sugar if you take it. But loose tea is like very old fashioned. It's nice though if you're going to go out for like a nice afternoon tea somewhere or a nice cafe. There's plenty of places that do lovely loose teas, and they do like their own blends. So, but when I'm at home, I just want it in a tea bag. I don't want all that mess. It's all right if someone else is cleaning up afterwards. Um, I have got, well, I like different types of tea, so I don't just stick to one brand. We do have PG tips. We normally get Yorkshire tea as well. I quite like Twinings and Ringtons. Um, but the tea I've got is actually Aldi's Gold Blend, and it's actually really nice, Gary. So yeah, if you haven't tried it, try the Aldi Gold Blend tea in the UK. It's really nice. It was either, I think it was like £5 for a box of Yorkshire tea, or you can get 3 boxes of the gold tea with more quantity for less the price, and it tastes really nice. They are strong, but I like a strong tea, especially in a pot. I love a pot of tea. I love putting a pot on. It always tastes tea always tastes nice out of the pot. Shelley, are you from Canada? Do you have English tea over there? The Canada and Australia are part of the Commonwealth, so they might do. You do, awesome. Tazo, what's Tazo? So I drink coffee in the morning because it kind of just gives us a kick with the bum to wake up. Um, but for like during the evening, I'll switch to tea. Too much coffee will give me a headache. So I'm not sure how you Americans can drink coffee after coffee after coffee and coffee and not get a headache. I'll be bouncing off the walls. All right. What is it, a flavor or is it just like a traditional English tea or what is it? Because I've not seen it in Starbucks over here. Or the teas in Starbucks over here are normally like a flavored tea, and it tends to be Twinings. No problem, Jay. You enjoy. I've got the biscuits here ready, or cookies, as some other people like to call it. Oh, Shelly, that's nice. I like Twinings, and I like Earl Grey as well. Actually, I think Earl Grey in the evening's very relaxing and soothing. If you try Lady Grey is quite nice. Oh, I've never heard of that. I guess if we ever come to Canada, then my David will probably want to go there because he is pretty much the biggest tea drinker I know. I keep telling him that I mean to put him on a drip of tea. The amount of times he asks for a top up. Some of them, Shelley, I like. Sometimes I like some herbal teas, not all. I can't drink green tea. That doesn't agree with me. So I don't drink green tea. Hi, Laurie. Welcome back. We're just talking about tea and the difference in teas across the globe. Like over here, we had the proper the traditional British tea, which I'm having now with a biscuit. Well, I haven't touched the biscuits yet, so I've got a bourbon. Oh, you do? That's interesting there, Laurie. Yeah, loose tea is very, very traditional. And you have to have a tea strainer for it. So the idea is you have your teapot, you put your loose tea in, you stir it and let it simmer for about a good few minutes, and then you get your cup and you'll have this little what we call a tea strainer, and it looks like a little mini sieve like this, and it sits on top of your cup, and it has like two grips on the side so it can grip onto the cup, and you pour the tea the um, into the little simmer thing, the strainer, and then it catches all the loose tea as it goes through, and then you just get like a nice tea to drink. Oh, bless you, Shelley. Good memories, though. Good memories. I know we're still waiting to hear about what's happening with my nana. She's still waiting for um she's still waiting for her surgery appointment to come through, and she's just worried at the moment because with what she's suffering with, she's kind of just by sitting around, she's having it's a big gamble. Um, Anything could happen at any moment, and she's just obviously scared. But she has to wait around for an appointment for a bed, and also for a certain thing to be made for her. So we're just waiting to hear when that's going to be. But it's not nice seeing her so worried. And she's the only one that we have. I don't have another. I don't have a grandma or a nan. I never knew I never knew my dad's mother. I never knew her at all. Um, and my dad's dad passed away when I was very very young, so I never really got to know him. So I got to know my granddad, who passed away when I was 10. So pretty much for the major part of my life, growing up and developing, it's always been my nana. So just praying that she gets better. Oh, Sherry, don't cry. A Bengal is a type of cat. No, everyone's still here. Sherry's in a bit of a grey zone for when it comes to YouTube. She's not entirely sure how it all works. Welcome back, Gia. Hope you're enjoying your nice hot cup of tea. Oh, Gary, no problem, mate. And have a good night's kip. And I'll see you tomorrow. I'm back on live tomorrow at 9 p.m. UK time. So that's GMT. So I'll see you tomorrow. I still have not decided what we're going to do tomorrow, guys. So if anybody has any ideas what you'd like me to do for Deb's stream tomorrow, it'll be on this channel still, but I'm filling in for Dev. And then any ideas, then let me know because I still haven't decided what to do. Oh, grab a quick biscuit. Oh, Shannon, wasn't it you that said you were asking what a chocolate digestive was? What is? I've just dunked it, but that's this is a chocolate digestive. How many did you have, Gary? No problem, Victoria. Welcome back. Only 5. I like it. Oh, it's a nice cup of tea. Our Nana has a Cocker Spaniel. And she follows her everywhere. Not my Nana, Nana Mo. Although she might as well be my Nana. Bless her. Night, Gary. Yes, I have. About doing the Selena image. We could do that, or so do you want me to do that, or do you want me to do something that's not mermaid themed, or entirely up to you? Or if you want us to do something in a book, or just throw it out there, guys. So that obviously the Selena one is an option, so we'll keep that one open. It's a good idea. Any other ideas? That's funny, Gia. Yeah, she said she was going to pop on, but she's probably caught up, or she's probably fell asleep. Bless her. To be fair, everyone calls her Nana Mo and say that she's a Nana. No, she is a Nana. But she's only like a few years older than my mum, so she's not like a Nana. She's quite a young Nana. She's a very young Nana. She's what we call a glamma. Glamma. Yes, a glamma. I know my mum is desperate to be a grandmother, but my sister can't have. Well, she can, but her partner can't, so that they won't have children. Um, and then obviously, if me and David do, it'll probably be adoption, but we're nowhere near that stage to be able to do that. So she's gonna have to wait. But she does get a bit impatient. She says, "I want some grandchildren." Let's get my ivory colour. It's cream, is white, and then we do. We'll definitely have it on the agenda, but it's got to be the right time. You know, I can't just jump into it. Well, Shelley, it's funny you should say that. We could still have our own children. There is things like surrogacy that we could look into, or sometimes you can have a child with a friend. So let's say, for example, if I had a lesbian friend who wanted a child, then we could do it that way, you know, and do a shared custody. Plenty of different ways you can do it. But we did look into surrogacy option, and there's actually no government help for males to become parents through a surrogacy. Only females. So meaning that they can get obviously donations to create a child, but it doesn't work the other way around, which I thought was a little bit unfair, but that's what it is at the moment. And so if we wanted to go through with the surrogacy option, me and myself and David, then it would cost a lot of money. And we were just thinking about the amount of money that would cost. Then we might as well just give a child who needs a home and a loving family. We want children as well. David, especially, he's got, well, we have, but they're on his side of the family. His sister has 3 children. The eldest being our niece, and then she has 2 boys, and then his brother has 2 boys. So we've got a lot of nephews and 1 niece, and we absolutely love spending time with them. And it just makes him want to have his own children. And I always thought, and I do think David would be a fantastic dad because he's funny, he's energetic, he's witty, and you just have a lot of time for them. And he's a big, massive kid himself. Well, because they live in Nottingham, we don't get to see them all that often, but when we do cherish those moments. And Ellie is our eldest, is the eldest out of all of them, so she's our niece, and she's now she's pretty much a teenager now, and so she's growing up fast. But they all are, to be fair. They grow up way too fast. Wow, that is a massive gap, Victoria, and that's a lot of that's a lot of siblings. Christmas and birthdays must be expensive. And how do you all keep in touch all the time with the 10 years? How do you share your time with everyone? Do you ever forget anyone? Do you ever forget about a certain brother or sister that you have? Like accidentally, not intentionally. Night, Helen. Guys, how about this proposal for tomorrow? That is true, Gia. Um, how about this proposal for tomorrow? And let's see if Shally gives it the big stamp of approval. The Selena is a great idea. We have got plenty of streams to do for covering Deb, so maybe we could do that for another one. But how about we get this image finished tomorrow's stream? So we'll continue this one tomorrow. Still got another 45 minutes of stream. So I aim to get the skin, the eyes, and all that done and then we can probably continue with the rest tomorrow. I will do some sparkly stuff, but I always leave that to the last part. So, Shelley, is that fine by you? Do you approve? Because I would actually love for once to be able to actually finish an image live on stream. Because I actually haven't yet. No problem. Well, you can always watch it back, me darling, can't you? Awesome. Wow. Five in each bedroom, and I bet you not everyone got on. That would be constant fights over clothes and people's, toiletries and being each other's way. I can imagine, Victoria. I've got one sister, she's older, she's 7 years older than me. And when I was born, she absolutely idolized me, looked after me. But as soon as I could speak, she did not like me. She did not want me as her as a sibling. Well, as soon as I could speak, um, and I love her dearly, but we are complete opposites. Complete opposites. That is true, Shelley. I guess. But I'm the youngest, so I don't know for sure how it actually is. I'm the youngest, so I've never had that feeling of either being the only child or being the youngest child, and then another child comes along, and then you're no longer the only child or the youngest child. So I've never had that feeling of replacement, as they say. That's very interesting, Morticia. So you thought there was only two of you, and then there was another one. Grab it and growl. What made you? I don't know if they told you, if your parents ever told you. What made them want to have such a big family? Was it just something that they happened, or is it something that they really, really wanted? Yeah, your mum said she wanted 20. Oh my. I think if you had 20 children, you will probably end up just not being able to come up with names and you just give them numbers. You're number one, you're number two, you're number three. I can imagine Victoria. If they had any building names in mind, they'll probably go, that's for the next one. That's for the next one. That's awesome, Morticia. You have a very relaxed over there, though, don't you, Morticia? And is it Switzerland or Sweden? But it's either or. They're very relaxed over there about equality, diversity, and everything like that. There's no sort of like hung ups on it. Sweden, I thought it was Sweden. Um, Sweden's very, very neutral about everything. I think it's a great country. What do you mean? It's okay. It should be like that everywhere. Sweden don't get involved in heated politics. It just keeps. It just looks after its own. Um, they look after their environment very well. We're not bothered about grammar here. Don't worry about grammar. As long as we can understand, for the most part. Exactly. You know, at the end of the day, people. For all we know, we'll get one life, and people should be able to live the life that they want to lead. It's nobody else's decision but your own, and should just be left at that. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Hon. Yeah, it's Shelley, what I always say about that is, you know, not everybody, you know, can, it's, not everyone thinks it's natural or what they call normal. Not everyone agrees with it, but I always say you don't have to agree with it. You just have to accept. You just have to accept it, that it's that person's life, and it's down to them to be able to live their life. And if that makes them happy, then that makes them happy. It shouldn't really be down to us to judge them. Oh, that's fantastic, Shannon. That's amazing. Exactly. So, Shelley, are you less worried now with the image? No problem, Shannon. Oh, this part, or this. I haven't got that part yet. Well, Morticia, then obviously somebody who said that clearly, clearly isn't a parent, because any parent who has a child has unconditional love. So no matter what that child does, whether it's a good or bad thing, or a choice that they make, well, I wouldn't even say it's a choice, um, um, but whether or not they do something that the parent doesn't believe in, no matter what, that parent will always have unconditional love for that child, because that is their child. So clearly, this person who said that remark clearly does not have a child, or a son at least, and does not understand what unconditional love is. Like my dad with me, um, he was very old-fashioned and traditional. Was one of the blokes. Didn't believe in all that. And then obviously when I told him, he took it bad initially, but after a while it came round and it didn't change anything for him. Um, and now he's the proudest dad, um, I know. And if anybody says anything about my orientation, regardless if it's direct at me or not, my dad always stands up and just says, you know, That's my son, and I'm proud of him. And I just think that's such a big achievement, and it goes to show, like, you know, your love for your child will always come first. Yeah, I was lucky in that respect. Yeah, exactly. That was right, Matisha, and he's the proudest dad ever now. The problem with me and my dad is that we're very alike, to the point where we really do get on each other's nerves because we're so alike. Oh, I do not believe in those at all, Victoria. It's just absolutely ridiculous. I just think, obviously, without getting too religious or political, um, you know, if there is, if there is a God out, if there is a God, then, and if it's such a bad thing, then why am I, why am I this way? Why was I created this way? Um, or why did God not prevent me from being this way? You know, there's a lot of what ifs and all that, if you put it in that perspective. And I think a lot of people just take parts of a book and just completely take it out of its context. That's awful, Matisha. Especially for like young children who are just going through development and trying to find themselves and understand who they are, um, emotionally as well as physically. It's just not fair to spring that on them to confuse them even more when they're so, um, when they're so influential and just so naive at that age anyway, and it's very sensitive. Right, so we're going to do this arm because Shelley is like foaming at the mouth. She's like foaming at the mouth at this arm. I think there's a big difference between the two as well, Victoria. So I'm a type of person I don't like being dictated to by people, you know. In the day, if I have a decision to make, then I'll make my own decision. That is exactly right. Gia. That's exactly right, hun. But let's so what should you where am I going next? I need to soften that bit there, but I'll just continue with this bit. I've always wanted to go to like a gospel church. I just thought whenever you see them, they always look fun because they're so energetic. Everyone's dancing around and singing. I went to a Roman Catholic school, and we had to have our assemblies in church, and we used to do church all the time. But I always wanted to go like a gospel church because the fact that they're just so energetic and full of singing and dancing and live, and they're very lively. Whereas when we went to church, we used to get used to have to sing hymns, and they used to always be very deep, long, and they're very slow and drawn and very depressing. And nobody put any energy into them. And I think that's what made going to church such a boring experience, in my opinion. It's like it became a chore, like you had to go, not that you wanted to go. Do you not believe in mermaids? Sherry, I hate to break to you, but I'm a mermaid. I am a mermaid. I actually have a mermaid's tail. I actually do have a mermaid's tail, and I'm not lying. I actually do have one, but it's not quite what you think. um, I have a mermaid's tail blanket, and that only ever really comes out when I'm not feeling too well. So I put on my mermaid tail blanket and I watch Disney films and have soup and bread when I'm not well. A unicorn told you. But it's so fascinating though, like all this fantasy stuff, and like when we were children, like I can only vow for myself, but vouch for myself. But when I was a child, I used to actually believe in all these things that fairies did exist, and I was so fascinated by them. And I watched a movie, a film when I was younger, and I still actually have it on DVD. And it's just called Fairy Tale, and it's about the oh about some sisters. It's based on true stories. Is it uh the Seeley sisters or something? It's that they call. They do have like artwork out, and they claim that they had fairies in their back garden, and they made like houses out of sticks and bark and leaves, etc. And they made houses for the fairies. They had like little wishing wells for them. They had loads. They had like a fairy castle and all that. And it was such a fascinating to see in the movie like how they did it. And there was a lot of controversial people saying it was fake, and they were saying no, it's real. It's very interesting. Um, Bill Nye's in it. I do actually have an illustrated book that I would like to show you about fairies. I think you'll actually find it very, yeah, I think you'll enjoy the illustrations, and I also think that you'll find it very funny as well. There is nudity in the book, but it's comical. So I'll show you that tomorrow, guys, when I'm live on stream. I think you'll enjoy it. Yeah, it was in the UK, Abby, but it made global news because they had like took a photo and it was in the newspaper saying that had proof of like fairies existed. Now, see, back then you didn't have things like Photoshop, so you couldn't really fake a photo like that. But they were trying to say they did this, that, and you had to fake the photo. Hi, Loretta. I love folklore as well. Um, where I'm from, I live somewhere that's like all pretty much countryside. I'm not too far from Scotland, so you have like Scottish folklore, and you also have like Irish folklore as well. Yeah, the Green Man. Dev's favorite, the Green Man. The Tree Man. There's so many different names for that for him. Like, there's the Green Man, there's the Tree Man, there's the Oak King, um, like Tree Goblin, or just loads of different ways. Like when I was talking to Dawn the other day, the artist Dawn, um, on her new image with the mermaid and the man, which to us, well, to me anyway, I thought it looked like a romance scene. But she was actually telling me it was inspired by the traditional folklore of mermaids, where mermaids are actually quite evil and quite sadistic, where they would lure sailors into would lure sailors by singing, and then to get close to them, and then they would drown them. And I was like, oh, okay, that's quite dark. And now we call like evil mermaids sirens, but apparently in traditional mythology, sirens actually were bird ladies, and that would sing and then lure guys um, to their deaths. But then later it was adapted to similarity to mermaids. So it's very interesting how things have changed over the years, and how stories always change and adapt. No, so yeah, like she's saying that sirens originally were actually bird ladies, and then people then changed the name sirens to be like evil mermaids. And I think that was mainly to do with like Disney putting a big, you know, putting rose-colored glasses over the image of mermaids with the Little Mermaid. But in the original book of The Little Mermaid, apparently it's quite dark because the family actually wanted to kill Eric. They didn't actually want there to be a romance. They wanted to capture him and actually kill him. Because that's just what they did. They would do that to humans. So the original book is actually quite dark, and you will find that a lot of original fairy tales are. You have mermaids in Florida. Yes, I did see the previews of Aladdin, and I'm very curious to see what they've done with it, and it looks good. And then we've got the new Lion King coming out soon as well, which I do want to go and see. Lion King is probably one of my favorite Disney films, and it makes me cry every time. Oh, I would love to see it on Broadway. Oh well, your version of Broadway is West End for us. Yeah, that is quite sad. Dumbo was a very sad um, story, and I haven't seen the Tim Burton version yet, so I don't. I haven't seen that, so I don't know what to expect with that one. I know they've changed it quite a bit. There's characters in there that we've never heard of, but I'll probably wait for that one to come out on release after the cinema to see it because I wasn't sure how it would be because I think the last I used to love Tim Burton movies, like his older movies, but his most recent ones I haven't been that keen on, especially with his Disney stuff. The only Disney um, movies that he's done that I really enjoy is The Nightmare Before Christmas. Alice was okay, um, but his other children's film that he did, what is it? What was it? Is it Mrs. Peabody or something? It is. I don't. I can't remember. What it was the Extraordinary Children? I didn't enjoy that film at all. Yeah, I saw Wicked and I enjoyed that. David wasn't keen, but I really enjoyed it, and we were right at the front. It was amazing. That's the one, Victoria. Yeah, I didn't write that one. Almost finished with the skin, guys. Right, guys, so that is the skin. Just tidy up this little bit here. Oh, thanks, Abby. So that is the skin done. If I just quickly grab and then grab this white. Oh, that's fantastic, Shelley. You're approving. Woo! Got there in the end. Before you head over to Nick and Tina, because they're about to come on now, I just want to quickly do the eyes, and then we can leave it at that. So therefore, we've done a stage. So in stage one. So just trying to think of colours of eyes. People, what colour should we do her eyes? Victoria says green, so we'll do some green. Right, sharpener, quick. Thanks, Morticia. See you tomorrow. Good night, hon. Right, so we've got our 3 tones of green. So we want to start with the darkest. And I've got a very short point for this because they're quite small. And got the top here. And then we want a mid-green. See you later, Gia. Thanks for joining, hon. I'm just finishing off these eyes and then I'm off. Exactly, yeah, Michelle. You should join me more often when you can. They're fun. It's nice to catch up with everyone. And then use a lighter colour to blend it all in. And then I'm going to take this white luminance. And voila, there she is. So that's what I've got done so far, guys. So that is part 1. So join me tomorrow for part 2, and then we'll get the rest of this done. We'll do the scales here. So we'll start that first thing tomorrow. So we've got this done now, and we'll do the rest in part 2 tomorrow at 9 p.m. GMT. So check on Google for your time conversion. So yeah, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in and being with me for this entire 3 hours and giving up your time. Really appreciate it, guys. So thank you. Thank you for Dawn as well for this lovely image. If you do want to grab any of the Dawn or Matte Mermaid images, head over to their Etsy and then just make sure you put in the code Mer-May for 50% off the image of any of their mermaid images. That is the link there, guys, for you. So enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll see you tomorrow night. So good night, guys, and thank you very much. See you tomorrow. Bye.